A trucker kicked an 82-year-old veteran's wheelchair on Highway 19, not knowing 12 Hells Angels were watching from the gas station across the road. Earl Henderson was 16 hours into a 20-hour haul, shouting into his phone, desperate not to lose a $15,000 contract. Sweat rolled down his temple. His rig idled loud behind him, exhaust hissing like an angry animal. That's when he saw the old man, Robert Lewis, 82 years old in a motorized wheelchair with a flat tire, sitting on the shoulder, blocking Earl's path back to the highway. "Move it, old man," Earl yelled. Robert looked up, wearing a faded U.S. Marines cap, hands trembling as he tried to fix the wheel. "I'm trying, son. Just give me a minute. I don't have a minute." Earl slammed his truck door and stormed over. "You shouldn't even be out here." Then he snapped, kicking the side of the chair. It toppled. The old Marine hit the ground with a sickening thud. His arm twisted beneath him, blood pooling on his sleeve. Gravel scraped his cheek as he groaned in pain. Earl froze. His heart was hammering. He hadn't meant it, had he? Across the highway, 12 Hells Angels had seen everything. Reaper, the chapter president, stood from his bike. "Brothers, we've got a situation." 12 Harley engines roared to life like thunder rolling through steel. They crossed the highway in perfect formation. Earl looked up, his face drained of color. The engines cut off one by one until the silence felt heavier than the roar. Reaper knelt beside Robert. "You all right, brother?" "Just my pride," Robert whispered, his voice cracked but steady. 2 angels lifted him gently. Raven pulled a first aid kit from her saddlebag and cleaned the blood from his arm. Reaper stood, eyes locked on Earl. "You just kicked a Marine's chair?" Earl stammered. "He was in my way. I got a delivery." Snake stepped forward. "He was in your way. But where'd your humanity go?" Earl's throat tightened. 12 men. 12 cuts. 1 man shaking. "I didn't mean to." "Yes, you did," Reaper said quietly. "We watched you." Wrench righted the chair. "You even look at this thing?" "Purple heart decals. Pau Mie, American flag. You kicked more than metal, boy." Robert raised his good hand. "Gentlemen, please." "I don't want trouble," Reaper shook his head. "Sir, with respect. Trouble already found you." Robert pulled out a worn photo, corners bent and fading. "Bravo Company, 1968, Da Nang Province. That's Tommy Rodriguez, took shrapnel for me. James Washington, carried me 5 miles with a bullet in his leg. Michael Chen, 19 years old when he died in my arms." The Hells Angels fell silent. "Every man in this photo is gone," Robert said. "All 23 of them. I'm the last one alive. Every month I visit them, 43 miles from my nursing home. That chair is the only thing that gets me there." He looked at Earl. "And you kicked it like trash." Earl swallowed hard. "Sir, Robert cut him off." "You ever been to war, son?" Earl shook his head. "Then you don't know what ghosts weigh." Reaper stepped forward. "Here's the deal. 2 choices. 1, I call the cops right now. You're charged with assaulting a disabled vet. You lose your license, your truck, and probably spend 6 months in county jail." Earl's voice trembled. "And choice 2? "Choice 2. You make it right. The Hells Angels way." Wrench tossed a toolkit at his feet. "Fix it, every bolt, every wire, every scratch your boot left." "I'm not a mechanic," Earl muttered. "Then today you learn," Hammer growled. "We'll show you what's bent. You do the work." For nearly an hour, Earl worked on that wheelchair. The angels handed him tools and directions, standing like silent judges. Sweat ran down his forehead, mixing with grease and dust. "You know what we stand for?" Reaper asked quietly. "Brotherhood, loyalty, respect, veterans like him, that's sacred ground." Earl tightened the final bolt. Robert tested the chair. It rolled smooth and steady. "Good as new," Robert said. "Better, even." "Not done yet," Reaper said. He turned to his brothers. "Does he ride today?" Hammer wheeled forward a custom trike with a passenger seat. "Mr. Lewis, mind if we escort you to the cemetery?" Robert's eyes brightened. "I'd be honored, brothers," Reaper faced Earl. "You ever ride a bike?" "Never." "Then you ride today and for him." Wrench brought a spare Harley. "Stay in formation. Drop it, you buy it. 24 grand. "I don't know how—" "You'll learn fast," Snake said. The engines came alive again, the air vibrating with thunder. 12 Hells Angels, 1 elderly Marine, 1 trembling trucker. They rolled onto Highway 19 in formation, chrome glinting in the sun. Earl's knuckles were white on the handlebars. At a rest stop, Reaper pulled beside him. "You holding up?" Earl's eyes were wet. Why are you doing this? You could have just beaten me down and left. Reaper looked ahead. Beating you teaches nothing. Change comes from learning. That man's forgotten more about sacrifice than you'll ever know. We protect men like him. That's what we do. At the veterans' cemetery, the angels parked in a perfect line. They helped Robert into his chair and wheeled him toward a section of 23 graves, all from 1968 and 69. Robert touched the first stone, whispering a prayer. Sergeant Tommy Rodriguez, best friend I ever had, saved me 3 times, died on his birthday. He moved to the next. Corporal James Washington carried me 5 miles through fire with a bullet in his leg. Then another. Lance Corporal Michael Chen, 19. His last words were asking me to tell his mother he loved her. Earl's vision blurred. Every name was another story, another life gone. Why are you telling me all this? Earl asked softly. Robert looked at him. Because you need to know what you almost destroyed. That chair isn't just wheels, and it's my promise to them. Earl dropped to his knees. I'm sorry. God, I'm so sorry. Robert placed a trembling hand on his shoulder. I forgive you. But forgiveness is only the start. Now you choose who you'll be from here on. Reaper stepped forward holding a black leather vest. One patch, friend of the angels. This doesn't make you one of us, he said. But it means you've got a chance to make it right. Raven added, we run veteran charity rides every month. You want redemption? Show up every ride. Reaper nodded toward Robert. He needs a ride here every month, 43 miles each way. You've got a truck. You're his driver now. Earl gripped the vest. Every month. I swear it. Don't swear to us, Snake said. Swear to them. Earl turned to the headstones. I promise. Every month for as long as I'm alive. Robert smiled for the first time. I'd like that, son. 6 months later. Earl's truck looked different. The side read, in honor of Bravo Company, 1968. Never forgotten. Below it, the Hells Angels Death Head, Veteran Support Program. Earl didn't drive for his old company anymore. He hauled supplies for disabled vets across 6 states. Every first Saturday, he picked up Robert at 6 a.m., and the Angels always escorted them. One afternoon in Arizona, Earl saw a young driver screaming at an elderly woman in a parking lot. He parked, walked over, vest shining. The man froze when he saw the death head patch. You got somewhere important to be? Earl asked. He helped the woman to her car, then looked back. 6 months ago, I was you. Angry. Rushing. Then I kicked a war hero's wheelchair, and 12 Hells Angels taught me better. Last Veterans Day, over 300 bikers from 5 states escorted Robert to the cemetery. Clubs that had once rivaled each other rode side by side. Robert gave a speech beneath the flags. For 58 years, I've kept promises to men who can't keep them anymore. Then a young man made a terrible mistake, and instead of ending in anger, it ended in brotherhood. He looked at Earl. That trucker kicked a wheelchair and found his purpose. Because on the road, respect still rides with leather and chrome. Today, Earl coordinates Brotherhood rides, a nationwide effort helping disabled veterans visit their fallen brothers. Hells Angels chapters in 40 states have escorted over 3,000 veterans in 6 months. Every month, without fail, Earl picks up Robert. They visit Bravo Company. The Angels ride beside them. Robert's 83 now. His hands shake more, but when he wheels up to those graves, 12 Hells Angels stand behind him. Silent, proud, unbreakable. Because they, and Earl Henderson, learned one truth on Highway 19. You don't mock sacrifice. You don't harm veterans. And you never lay a hand on a Marine in front of the Hells Angels. That day, 12 bikers chose teaching over punishment and changed a man's soul. Earl Henderson kicked a chair and found redemption.
If you believe respect still rides on 2 wheels, subscribe and share this story, because honor isn't optional. And heroes deserve more than our words. They deserve our action.